Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss sets. So this set theory was developed by a German mathematician name of German mathematician and his name was George Cantor. So by George Cantor, this theory was developed by George Cantor while he was studying trigonometric series. Now coming to sets. So you might have heard this word many times. For example, you have heard like someone saying, I have a set of books, I have a set of sample papers, I have a set of series. Now you can have what we are by sets. What I am referring. If I say I have set of books, so what I'm referring by this word set, okay? So I'm referring it to a collection of books, okay? So I'm referring to collection of books. Now I can take few other examples like collection of, for example, odd natural numbers. Collection of odd natural numbers. Okay, so it will be 1, 3, 5, 7 and up to infinite. Okay, now let's take another example. Say collection of rivers of India. So I can say collection of rivers of India. Okay, let's take another example. Let's say a collection of novels written by Munshi Premchand. So collection of novels written by Munshi Premchand. Okay, so in all these examples we are talking about collection of this, collection of that. So this collection of anything, collection of objects. Okay, so now you might have heard or you have studied in earlier classes like collection of natural numbers. Collection of natural numbers. So collection of natural number 1, 2, 3. So what I am referring is a collection of objects. So this is where we define a set. Now a set is defined as a collection of well-defined objects. So this is the definition of your sets. Okay. Now pay attention to this word, well-defined. This is the very important word in this line, well-defined. Okay. Now revise all the examples that I have taken. Sets of all natural numbers, sets of novels written by Munshi Premchand, sets of rivers of India, sets of odd natural numbers. So do you have any ambiguity? All these examples, in these examples, every object was well defined. So this is very important for a set to be called as set, that the objects should be well defined. For example, if I give you an example, I say list top 10 cricketers in the world. List top 10 cricketers in the world. Okay, I'm writing here. List top 10 cricketers in the world. Okay, you can name it. For example, you can say Virat Kohli. Okay, second, Ricky Ponting, Ajinkya Rahane, and so on. But the question is this statement well defined? Well defined means if I ask 40 students in a class that you have to list 10 top 10 cricketers in the world, do you think the answer will be same? Do you think the answer will be same? No, because the list of 10 top 10 cricketers varies from person to person. Someone may say that it should be like Kapil Dev. Instead of Virat Kohli, I like Kapil Dev. So for me, he's or Sachin Tendulkar. So I prefer Sachin Tendulkar over Virat Kohli. Anybody can say. So this is not well defined, and the answer may be different for each student. But if I twist this statement a little bit, if I ask you list top 10 cricketers in the world on the basis of number of runs scored in ODI, in one day international. So now can you list all cricketers, top 10 cricketers, which on the basis of number of runs they have scored? So now do you think that the answer of this question now, or this statement, on the basis of runs you have to list top 10 cricketers, do you think the list will be different for each student? No, because it is in the records, and whoever has scored most runs will come on the first. Maybe anybody. And likewise, number 2, number 3, number 4, because we have records as per ICC. Okay, so in this kind of statement, there is no ambiguity, and the answer of each student will be same. This will be the example of a set. Now this list, this collection of top 10 cricketers will be called as my set. So this will be an example of set. So that's why I told that this word is very, very important, well defined. Okay. Now, well defined objects. So objects, elements or members, these are synonymous terms, What does it mean? It means if you say the members of a set, or you say the elements of a set, or you say the objects of a set, these three are equivalent sentences. You can say any of them. So objects, elements, members are synonymous terms. You can use any term, whether you use objects, whether you use elements, or whether you use members. Okay. For example, objects, like in the first example, we talked about list of odd natural numbers. So my list will be 1, 3, 5, 7, and so on. So these are the elements. These are your objects or elements or members. These are called as your objects or elements or members. Second, usually sets are represented by capital letters. Sets are usually represented by capital letters. capital letters. Okay, so if I am saying set A, set B, so this will be capital A, set A, set B, set C. So we will represent a set by capital letter. The elements, number 3, the elements or objects or members are generally represented by small letters, are usually represented by small letters. For example, if I say set of vowels in English alphabet, set of vowels in English alphabet, and I say that it is set B. So set B equals to all alphabets of English, all vowels of English alphabet. So I will write small a, small e, small I, small o, small u. So I'm representing these members by small letters. Okay, you can note it down, and now we will see next concept is, so let's say I have a set A. I have a set A equals to A, E, I, O, U, and you will see that an element A is in set A. So an element A is in set A. Then I will say that this element A belongs to set A. So I will say element A belongs to set A, or simply element A belongs to A, capital A. Now this belongs to is represented by epsilon. So in mathematical terms, we write it like this: A and this symbol like this. Okay. So if you write this, it means it will be read as A belongs to set A. So this will be read like this. This element A belongs to, so the meaning of this symbol is belongs to. Okay, and name of this symbol is epsilon. So it's a Greek symbol. So the name of this symbol is epsilon. Okay, and if an element, say here D, okay, any element which is not in set A is said to be that particular element does not belong to set A. Okay, for example, say D. Now this letter D is not in set A, so I will write that D does not belong to set A. So it means D, or element D does not belong to set A. Okay, so this is the concept of how you say whether an element belongs to any particular set. Okay. Okay. Now we will see how to represent a set. So set can be represented in in two forms. Okay, the first form is your roster form, or another name is tabular form or tabular form. Okay, this is one type of representing a set. Another form is set builder form. Another is set builder form. Now we will see one by one what is roster form or tabular form and what is set builder form. Okay, in roster form, we collect all the elements. And these elements are separated by commas, and these all elements are placed within braces. Okay, so I am referring to roster form. So roster form. In roster form, the elements are separated by commas and placed within braces. Now this braces, this curly brackets, okay, these are called as your braces. Okay, for example, if I say again, let's say the same example, set of all vowels of English alphabet. So I can write, let's say the set is A, and A, E, I, O, U. So these are my vowels of English alphabet. So I will place these braces here and this. So representation of a set A in this form, where my elements are separated by commas and these all elements are placed within braces, this form is called as my roster form. This is called as my roster form. Okay. Now talking about roster form, the order of elements is immaterial. Okay, what I said, the order of elements is immaterial. Okay, what does it mean that order of elements is immaterial? It means we can write the elements in any order, so these need not follow any particular order. Okay, so I can write this set like A equals to E, O, U, I, A. Okay, my set will remain same. Okay, there will not be any difference between this and this. So that's why the order of elements is immaterial. Okay, one more thing. In a roster form, we generally do not repeat elements. So even if I say that I want to write this set B, say A, okay, E, I, O, U. Okay. Now again, this set and this set is same, because it is generally not the elements are not repeated. So there is no difference between this set and this set. This set is same as A taking single time, A, E taking single time again, E, I, O, U, and bases. Okay, so these are same. Okay. Now coming to set builder form. Okay. In set builder form, we say that in set builder form, all the elements of a set possess the common property, common characterizing property, which is not possessed by any element outside the set. For example, if I have a set, say A, and I say that x is a vowel, x is a vowel, x is a vowel of English alphabet, English alphabet. Okay. Now, this property, what is the property? The property is that x, my x is a vowel in English alphabet. Now, this property is possessed by only A, E, I, O, U. And this property is not possessed by any element outside the set. Okay? So, in set builder form, all the elements possessed a common characterizing property which is not possessed by any element outside the set. Now, how to read this statement? How to read this statement in set builder form? I will tell you. Okay. Now, it is read as, these braces means set of all. Okay, these braces is read as set of all coming to x, and this colon is read as such that set of all x such that okay, such that x is a vowel of English alphabet. Okay. So this is how we read a set in set builder form. Again, I am repeating. Braces means set of all. X colon. This is my colon. Okay. This colon is read as such that x is a vowel of English alphabet. Okay. So this is your set builder form, and if I write this set builder form in roster form or tabular form, so this can be written as A equals to A, E, I, O, U. Okay. So this will be your roster form, and this will be your set builder form. Okay. Now let's take another example. Okay, you can write it, you can note it down how to read a set in set builder form. Okay, let's take another example. I say I will rub it. And okay, let's take another example, and I say that x is a natural number. X is a natural number, and x is greater than 3 and x is less than 10. Okay, so this is my set builder form. So how will I read it? A is a set of all x such that x is a natural number and x is greater than 3, less than 10. Okay. Now, what will be the answer? The answer will be A equals to, if I write this set in roster form, it will be a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So these are the elements these are the elements which possess this property, okay, and this property is not possessed by any element outside this set. This is not possessed by any element outside this set, okay. So these are by our set builder form and roster form, okay. Let's take another example. So I will write now a set in a roster form. So my set, let's say A equals to 1, 4, 9, 16, okay, dot dot dot. Now you will see 3 dots here. What does it mean? These 3 dots, what does it mean? So these 3 dots, 1, 2, 3, these 3 dots signify or represent that this list is going on up to infinite, okay. So these 3 dots represent that this list goes up to infinite, okay. Now, so if I want to write, this is in roster form, this set is in roster form, and I have to write this set in set builder form. What I have to do is I have to think that what property is possessed by these elements, okay. So I can say that it seems like 1 square, this seems like 2 square, and this is 3 square, this is 4 square. So and the list goes on. Now I can say that these numbers are the square of natural numbers. So I can write this as A is set of all x such that x is square of natural numbers. So this tabular form or roster form is written in set builder form like this. This is my set builder form, okay. Now again this can be represented in another way, like in set builder form again. So I can write A equals to x set of all x such that x equals to n square, okay, n square, and I will write this n belongs to natural numbers, okay. So this is another way to write this in set builder form. So this is the concept of your writing a set in a roster form and set builder form. Thank you.